Hey guys, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video where today, finally, we are moving on with the Chemical Brothers discography with their soundtrack to the film Hanna. So, up to this point, the Chemical Brothers have released 7 studio albums and they have finally released a soundtrack, apparently to the American-German thriller film of the name Hanna. And the thing is about this soundtrack that, in my opinion, this soundtrack is best to listen to completely out of context because I've never seen the movie, but I've heard that this is the most popular release from the Chemicals on iTunes, and many people went started from here at the when they discovered their discography. So, and the thing is, as I said, it's best to listen to this soundtrack without context. Just listen to it and enjoy it the way it is, because apparently there's a apparently most of the soundtrack isn't even like real compared to the film because in the film the songs on this album are basically in way different order. Like there's some tracks that are like in the middle of the film that um appear at the end of the movie, like Container Park and such. But anyway, I that was a complete nonsense intro. Let's just go on track by track. Now the thing is, I don't really have much to say about most of these tracks. I'll just go on like category to category or anything. I'll just go down by category to category. So the first track is Hanna's theme, which is only like 2 minutes long. Isn't really anything that special. That opens up the album, and the 5 minute "Where Do I Begin" style vocal version closes out the album, featuring Stephanie Dawson. That's way better, because that's like an actual song. And there's a bunch of like weird interludes that just go around for most of the album, like Chalice 1 and Map Sound slash Chalice 2. And there's 2 tracks, Special Ops and Container Park. They both have like intros that are their own separate track. Special Ops has an intro called Song Collapse, which is only like 10 seconds long. I don't know why that is like that track is its own track. And Special Ops has an intro called Isolated How, which is only like 40 seconds long. Um, yeah, those tracks are kind of weird, and yeah, there's basically a bunch of interludes on this album, really. And then there's like really long tracks, like the five. Now I already talked about the vocal version of Honesty, which is over 5 minutes long. But the second track on here, Escape 700, is over 5 minutes long, and it sounds pretty cool. Actually, it has a really hard hitting beat. The percussion in the background, I think it's on this one. It's really hard hitting, Um, or it's not on this one. It's actually on another track called Car Chase. Parentheses ARP Worship, which has that one has some really banging percussion in the background, and it also sounds pretty cool. It's like a really fast paced track. Um, but there is one track on this album that I find particularly weird and completely out of place. The Devil Is in the Details. Like, seriously, this track sounds way too happy and kind of Chinese to, like, be an action movie. But, like, there's a character in the film, I think, who whistles the same tune to this track over and over. So yeah, The Devil Is in the Details. I don't really like that track. At first it was kind of boring and I didn't really like it. It was better when I first when I heard it again today, but nah, it's probably my least favorite on this whole album. But the remix, The Devil Is in the Beats, is way better since it comes close to actually sounding like a Chemical Brothers type track. Although it's even shorter than The Devil Is in the Details, but it's still way better. And I forgot to mention that most of these tracks on this album kind of sound like what Kraftwerk could have done in their like early period, like on their first 3 albums, on Autobahn or on Radioactivity or Radioaktivität, whatever. Um, like for example, Car Chase Art Worship kind of sounds like Antenna from Radioactivity, and there's another fast-paced track called Bahnhof Rumble, which sounds really cool, even though it's like 2.5 minutes long only. But it still sounds like a Kraftwerk type track, something like could have maybe been used on something like Computer World. I have no idea, but there's also some other tracks like The Forest, which is just like creepy sound effects with the synths. It's okay, I guess. And there's some other really good tracks, but some of them are pretty, pretty some of them are really short. Like Quayside Synthesis is like has like a really hard hitting beat, which sounds cool, but like the beat only goes on for like 20 seconds, and the whole track is only like a minute long or something. and it just abruptly cuts the melody off of the beat. And there's also the Sandman, which is also some weird synth effects, but it's pretty cool actually. And Marissa Flashback as well. Um, so yeah, I've talked about most of the tracks. So like, I have to always I have to like check the sound the the track listing to see what else I missed. Oh yeah, there's like a after Car Chase Art Worship. There's like a three track kind of there's like a track which is like three tracks at once. Interrogation slash Lonesome Subway slash Grimm's House. It's alright. Not very much to say about that. The three-part track, I guess, or three tracks in one song. No, three songs in one track. There it is. And then after that, Hanna versus Marissa starts playing. It's another one of those fast-paced tracks that sounds really cool. Special Ops is a really good and cool, fast-paced track, and Container Park is kind of creepy and such, and it also sounds really cool. Um, and I guess that's it. There's only one more track that I have to mention. Escape Wavefold. The beat on that track hits really freaking hard, and it just sounds amazing. Doom 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 doom. It's kind of like the bassy synth in the background. That's mostly the main hook, and the beat is really cool and everything. So yeah, I guess that's it. I basically talked about every single track. Yeah, this whole album, I gotta tell you, as I said, it's better to listen to this soundtrack out of context um because if you've seen the movie, then you'll notice that the soundtrack to this is not really that um predictable. I have no idea how to say it because, like as I said, there's some parts of the movie where there's some tracks where they're in the middle, like I don't even know what to say. Like the like Container Park is like almost at the very end of the soundtrack. While I've heard that it actually is in the middle of the movie, and I've heard that Escape 700 and Escape Wavefold are in like the same scene, even though Escape 700 is placed like right after the beginning of the album, and Escape Wavefold is like close to the ending. But it's whatever. As I said, it's better to listen to this album without context. I think that's like the fourth or fifth time I said that during this video. And yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the soundtrack. And after that, there's only one more thing to show the review from the Chemical Brothers, Born in the Echoes. So yeah, I guess that's it. Overall on this album, I'm feeling an 8.3 out of 10. Favorite tracks, Escape 700, Quayside Synthesis, The Sandman, Marissa Flashback, Bahnhof Rumble, The Devil's in the Beats, Car Chase Art Worship, Hanna vs. Marissa, Special Ops, Escape Wavefold, Container Park, and Hanna's theme vocal version. Wow, those are a lot of my favorites. And least favorite track is The Devil is in the Details. Right, I have so many favorites on the song for some reason. Actually, it's an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5. Thank you. So yeah, overall, that's as I said, that's just my opinion. You can feel free to disagree with it, and if you have any opinions, you can leave them in the comments. And I guess that's it. Sorry if this video was a bit short. I didn't really have much to say about these tracks. But I guess that's it. That's all for today. See you tomorrow.